Let's drive home to you, baby. I'm faded. All I wanna do is take you downtown, baby.
So today, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally in a Mark IV Supra. This belongs to Javier of the wonderful friends over at ThatRacingChannel, and he was kind enough to let me drive his beautiful, beautiful Supra built by our friends at Real Street Performance in Orlando, Florida. Real Street Performance is a shop down in Orlando, Florida, and they are very much known for building all sorts of kind of things, but Supra seems to be their fortes. Anything with the 2J. Supra, the first thing you notice is the dash is all aimed towards you. Everything is yours. It's always been that funny saying, because I've always compared dashboards to the Toyota Supra, but now that I'm actually looking at it, it's very true. It's all aimed towards you. Another thing about the car, it has these big, fat, meaty Mickey Thompsons on the back, so when you're pushing these kind of power levels, the car actually hooks up. I mean, occasionally on a colder day, it's gonna spin on a higher boost level. The car has a 2JZ engine, and it has a big 76mm turbo on it, so it's nothing to play around with. With the Supra, you have to talk about the 2JZ. I mean, it's such a legendary tuning engine. If you think about it, it was over-engineered to a pulp. Cars are running 8-second quarter-mile times with stock internals with these cars. It's a really remarkable engineering achievement if you think about it. And so you can slap a turbo on a stock internal 2J and make a good amount of power. You can make 500, 600 horsepower no problem and do it all day long. This car in particular is a fully built bottom end. It has ported heads, whole 9 yards. It's your stereotypical fast, really fast Supra. But there's a few things about it that you have to learn when you first get in it. The clutch has a clutch stop in it, so it used to be much worse than this, but from a dead stop, it takes some practice getting going. Just the sound of it is so nuts, because you hear it starting to spool up and you're getting ready for it. Toyota Supra that's really fast. And here's the thing, I was talking to the TRC guys last night about Supras, about how it seemed like back in the day it was almost silly to have an 1,000 horsepower Supra almost just for the bragging rights, but people weren't able to really hook them up that much. You would see video online of them all the time, just swirling all over the place. But I think the guys at TRC have really figured it out in the suspension and in the tire. And this right wheel size. Not enough people put the right wheel size on the car either. So with the combination of all this kind of R&D, they found out how to make the Supra just go perfectly. So I know y'all are wondering, how much horsepower is this Supra making? Well, here's the deal. This car in particular right now is making in the 800s because we're on 25 pounds of boost approximately, and with that, it's low boost. For many cars, that's when you start pushing it going towards 30. But for the Supra, and this Supra in particular, it's low boost. When Javier is in his kill mode, you're pushing 40 plus pounds of boost. So over 1,000 horsepower. So the car has got to do it, but I don't have enough seat time to do that, nor am I that comfortable doing that anyway. So I'm having a grand old time just with 800 horsepower. Cry me a river. So right now I have turned up the boost, which is awesome, by the way, how you do it. You just open the center console and there's a knob where you turn up the boost. Another thing is is the brakes, they're decent, but they're not the best in the world. But I mean, as long as you have the room, whatever. So now we're at 28 pounds of boost, and so we're ballpark 900 horsepower. So some room. Definitely turning up the boost even by 3 PSI, you feel a difference. A lot of cars, when you turn up the boost, you don't really feel that much of a difference. With this, it starts moving hardcore. It's one of those sensations where when you're at this boost level, this horsepower, it's really fast. I mean, very, very fast, but it's enjoyable. You're not too scared, it's all over the place. A very good comparison to how violent and non-violent it is Jasmine. The Black Evo on the channel is by far the most violent car I've ever driven, and honestly, it was very hard to enjoy that car because you were all over the place, you're spinning all 4 tires. This car is faster, but less violent. Now here's another mind-blowing thing about the Supra. This transmission is the stock transmission. So people are running 1,300, 1,400 horsepower sometimes through the stock transmission, and there's not too many other cars who have that. I can't think of any at the moment, but there's not too many cars in the world that have that much sturdiness. I mean, they can take so much abuse and they just still keep running. What is the basis consensus on the Supra? Well, it feels very raw. It's very intense and it's enjoyable, but the number one thing is it feels like this car is put together. Javier took his time, did an amazing job, and so did Real Street. I mean, just look at the thing. It's so pretty. He has the TRD replica wing on the back, and if you look really closely, there's carbon fiber on the top. I've always loved the TRD wing. Some people think it's too obnoxious, but it's that Fast and Furious generation we have. It's just one of those cars where we all know and love. This has by far been the most recommended car in my channel, and I'm glad to finally say that it lived up to the hype. I'm very glad that I waited to do Javier's, because this is a work of art. So we're gonna do some half throttle stuff just to hear the turbo spool up with the boost turned up. Another thing about the car, it is on E85, so you're squeezing out just a little bit of power through that ethanol, and it helps a bunch. So when you convert the 2J to E85, it makes a huge difference. You make massive differences in the timing. You can run a lot more boost. The exhaust on this car is Boost Logic, and it sounds wonderful, but almost every 2J is hard to argue with. Just listen to it. It's nuts. This Supra in particular is a 1995, so we also have a 1998 steering wheel, and it's really nice. But it is so sad that we got rid of this car in 1998. I mean, everybody still loves them. They're timeless. You look at the car, it could have come out today and we wouldn't have said anything. I mean, the taillights look like they're angry eyes. All right, guys, I got a few solid pulls in this awesome Supra. I want to thank all of you for watching this. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you guys next time, and take it easy. I want to thank Javier so much for having, well, kind of the courage to let me drive his beautiful Supra. And I will see you guys next time, and take it easy. Make sure to check out that racing channel at this indentation right here. I'll see you guys next time. I didn't die.